Welcome back to Carscope, your #1 pit stop for all things automotive. Today, we're diving into a name that's been resurrected from the Muscle Car Hall of Fame. That's right, the 2026 Chevelle SS is here, and it's ready to rumble. This isn't just a badge slapped on a body, it's a modern muscle icon, refined with cutting-edge tech, aggressive styling, and a performance heart that beats just like it did back in its heyday. Buckle up, because we're about to peel back the layers on what makes the new Chevelle SS an absolute monster on the streets and a potential game-changer in the muscle car world. Let's start from the very first impression at the exterior. One look at the front of the 2026 Chevelle SS and it's clear. This car means business. The designers didn't just dip into nostalgia, they drenched it in modern aggression. You've got a front fascia that's wide and low, evoking the road-hungry stance of the original A70s Chevelle, but with razor-sharp modern details. The LED headlamps are sleek and narrow, framed by a menacing brow that gives it a serious stare. The grille is a matte black masterpiece with bold horizontal slats, and right in the center, the SS badge gleams like a warning sign. Air intakes are functional and aggressive, and they're not just for show, they funnel cool air straight to the engine bay. The hood, it's sculpted with dual heat extractors and a subtle power dome, hinting that something beastly lies underneath. Move to the side profile and that aggressive energy doesn't let up. The proportions are just right: tail-long hood, short rear deck, and a roof line that smoothly flows into a muscular rear quarter. There's an unmistakable presence here, thanks to the low ride height and those bulging fenders. Depending on the trim, you're looking at either 19-inch forged aluminum wheels or the optional 20-inch lightweight performance set wrapped in sticky Michelin Pilot Sport tires. The beltline rises slightly toward the rear, adding to that forward-leaning motion, even when the car is standing still. Subtle heritage cues like the sculpted body lines and side vents behind the front wheels pay tribute to the original SS models, but with a modern twist. Door handles sit flush, and carbon fiber mirror caps add a performance edge. Even the paint options are bold, from classic black and red to a stunning metallic orange that practically glows under the sun. Around back, things get even more exciting. The rear design blends muscle car brawn with aerodynamic sharpness. You've got a blacked-out rear panel stretching across the width, integrating thin, vertical LED taillights that pulse to life when you unlock the car. The SS badge sits loud and proud in the middle, just above a rear diffuser that's more race car than retro. Quad exhaust tips, A2 on each side, protrude from the rear like cannons, and believe us, the sound they emit is pure American thunder. A subtle lip spoiler on the trunk adds a final note of aggression and helps keep things planted at high speeds. The overall effect is that of a muscle car reborn, one that refuses to whisper and instead screams performance from every angle. Step inside, and you're greeted with a cabin that blends modern tech with muscle heritage. The moment you open the door, you're welcomed by an ambient red glow that sets the tone. The seats are sculpted sport buckets wrapped in premium leather and Alcantara, complete with SS embroidery on the headrests. Red contrast stitching runs throughout the cabin, and carbon fiber accents are strategically placed on the dash, door panels, and center console. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels thick and purposeful, with tactile paddle shifters that respond with a satisfying click. Behind the wheel sits a fully digital 12.3-inch instrument cluster that's not just sharp, it's customizable. Choose between classic analog gauges, performance readouts, or a minimalist view for night cruising. The center stack features a massive 13.2-inch infotainment touchscreen running GM's latest software. It's snappy, intuitive, and supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Physical knobs for volume and climate control remain, thankfully, giving a nod to tactile control amidst the sea of touch surfaces. There's a dedicated performance page built into the infotainment system, where you can view your G-forces, 0-60 times, lap telemetry, and even adjust launch control settings. Speaking of performance, the driver's seat is definitely the throne here, but rear passengers aren't completely ignored. There's adequate legroom for 2 adults in the back, and the materials don't drop in quality once you move rearward. A premium 10-speaker Bose system ensures the cabin roars with music as easily as it does with engine growls, and optional upgrades like a suede headliner and heated, cooled seats turn this beast into a surprisingly comfortable daily ride. Let's talk about what really matters: performance. The 2026 Chevelle SS comes with multiple powertrain options, but if you're here for the real deal, it's the top-spec 6.2-liter supercharged V8 that should get your attention. Borrowed and tuned from the Camaro ZL1, this beast pumps out a staggering 650 horsepower and 650 pounds-to-feet of torque. Mated to either a 6-speed manual or a lightning-quick 10-speed automatic, this engine launches the Chevelle SS from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds. Top speed, north of 190 miles per hour. This car is not playing games. Magnetic Ride Control 4.0 is standard on higher trims, delivering a ride that's firm and planted during aggressive driving, but compliant enough for comfortable highway cruising. There's a selectable drive mode system: A Tour, Sport, Track, and custom-made that alters throttle response, steering weight, suspension stiffness, and even exhaust note. The track mode uncorks the exhaust fully, and the sound is as intoxicating as it is intimidating. The chassis feels sharp thanks in part to a near-perfect weight distribution and lighter-weight materials. The steering is precise with just the right amount of feedback, and the Brembo Performance Brakes a 6-piston in front, 4-piston in the rear haul you down with serious confidence. Whether you're tearing up the twisties or blasting down the drag strip, the Chevelle SS feels composed, responsive, and most importantly, alive. It's not just about raw speed, it's about the emotional connection between car and driver, and this car nails it. So, what does it cost to get behind the wheel of this modern muscle machine? The 2026 Chevelle SS starts around $49,000 for the base V6 turbo model, but if you're after that supercharged V8 and all the performance trimmings, you're looking at closer to $73,000. Fully loaded with carbon fiber add-ons, performance package, and custom paint, it can crest just over $80,000. Is that a lot? Sure. But when you compare it to rivals in the same power bracket, think Dodge Challenger, Hellcat, or even some European sports coupes, it suddenly starts to look like a bit of a bargain. Plus, you're not just buying a car, you're buying into a legacy that's been carefully brought back to life. So, after spending time with the 2026 Chevelle SS, what's the final verdict? Honestly, this thing is an absolute blast. It's a rare blend of muscle nostalgia and modern sophistication. It delivers jaw-dropping performance, commanding looks, and enough tech to keep even the most digital-savvy drivers happy. It's aggressive without being crude, refined without losing its edge, and thrilling without compromise. Chevrolet has done something bold by reviving the Chevelle name, and thankfully, they didn't mess it up. In fact, they might have just redefined what a modern muscle car should be. If you're in the market for something that turns heads, delivers thrills, and isn't afraid to roar, the 2026 Chevelle SS deserves a serious spot on your radar. That's it for today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next breakdown. This has been Carscope, where cars aren't just machines, they're stories on wheels. See you in the next one.